welcome back to 10 Count. I'm Steve Kim, joined by Doug Fischer and Michael Baca. We look ahead to the card on Showtime October 14th from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. A trio of interesting fights at 154 pounds. IBF champion Jarrett Hurd takes on Austin Trout, and WBC belt holder Jermell Charlo takes on young upstart Eriksson Lubin, and WBA belt holder Erislandy Lara takes on Terell Gausha. Doug, out of these three fights, which one catches your eye the most?
I think Jermell Charlo versus Erickson Lubin. Yeah, Erickson Lubin was Ring Magazine's Prospect of the Year for 2016. He has that look. He's very young. He's 21, or if he's not 21, he's just turned 22. Yeah. And he's one of those highly touted amateur blue chip prospects to where you think that he can go directly from being a prospect to a world title holder. And we don't see that often in boxing. However, this is a huge step up in opposition for him. I've seen him in with some solid guys. I've never seen him in with anybody as skilled, as technical, as athletically gifted as Jermell Charlo. And Jermell Charlo is still in his athletic prime, and he's got that experience. Yeah. And he's battle tested against a wide variety of world-class junior middleweights, or nearly world-class junior middleweights. So I actually favor Charlo, even though I'm super high on Lubin.
I agree. I agree with that being the fight I look forward to the most. We kind of saw this prospect stepping up to face a Charlo in J-Rock Williams versus Jermell Charlo, his twin brother, back in December. And in that one, we saw Charlo knock out Williams in the fourth pretty brutally. It was kind of like a wake-up call, and it shed a light on Williams not really being ready after all for that fight.
And he had been developed quite well. I mean, I think Williams is more battle-tested than Lubin, but Lubin, I think, had a better amateur background and has more natural talent.
Yeah, and has a couple more fights. Yeah. But we have seen Lubin get dropped before. I know you know because you were there that night.
Norberto Gonzalez, 2014. It was shocking. That was not in the script. Trust me, I read it beforehand.
and it wasn't a flash knockdown?
Oh, no. He tumbled in the ring. I mean, honestly. And the other thing is, you talk about the leap. His last fight was Jorge Cotto, which I believe was like the WBC eliminator.
Yeah.
To go from Jorge Cotto to Charlo, like I say, that's Bob Beamon. And the other thing is, both Charlo brothers are ascending. They are guys who have gotten title belts. And it's that old saying from Mickey Duff, you get 40% better. These guys are boxing with a certain confidence that I haven't seen before, and I'm like, these guys are pretty formidable. Fight that I'm looking forward to is a personal favorite of mine. You know I love him, the Thundering Herd from Maryland. Yeah. And he's got a certain style that I think Austin Trout, if he still has his legs, Jarrett Hurd's going to have to come out of his shell, because Jarrett likes the fight to come to him. Yeah. Then he puts you through the meat grinder. Well, if Austin moves on him, Jarrett's going to have to initiate the attack. Doug, that's not exactly what he wants to do. I think it's a real interesting fight here.
But that makes for a compelling fight. Yeah. And Austin Trout, I think he slid a little bit. I don't think he's at his prime. He hasn't fought since
last May, Doug.
Well, and I think inactivity is a factor in that. But he doesn't seem to have the form that he had, certainly when he fought Canelo Alvarez and Miguel Cotto. There is some slippage there, but he still has that experience. Hurd is still learning. Yeah. Hurd is very young. I think Hurd's like 24 years old. Yeah. But I like Hurd's style because he's strong. He's a kind of guy who breaks his opposition down, and he sticks to it. I mean, in his last fight, who was the guy from Detroit?
Tony Harrison.
He had trouble with Harrison's stick and move tactics, but he was so mentally strong. Yes. It's fun to watch that. First he broke him down mentally, and then he broke him down physically. And I think it's going to be harder to do that with Austin Trout, but I do think he can do it.
Yeah, and Lara Gausha, it is what it is. It'll round out the broadcast. And guys, on the same day, it's Boxing Palooza for the PBC at the StubHub Center on Fox. Before this, Leo Santa Cruz and Abner will not be rematching. They will be having tune-ups. It's the Andy Granatelli special. It'll be a Conaloo. Excuse me if I'm wrong, okay, because me and you I think all of us went to the Shane Mosley, Ricardo Mayorga.
Oh,
we're such PBC haters.
We sure did.
Yeah, boy,
we sure
that
did.
was a memorable night. Okay.
Well, it
That was a good fight, though. That was a good fight at the Staples Center.
Yes.
But was there exactly a clamoring for the rematch? And the other question is, Mike, did it warrant these guys having a tune-up given the fact they just kind of fought in the same range of time? I don't get this.
You know, if you do an immediate rematch, that's fine. It was, I thought, competitive enough to warrant it. They attracted a good Mexican crowd. They're both from here.
Good crowd, yeah.
You know, I get it. It makes sense. But this card on the 14th, I'm not even sure I'll go to, and I go to every single LA card.
You do.
And that's PBC included. I go to every single LA card.
You don't discriminate.
But this one, I'd rather stay home and watch Showtime.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Yeah, I'll be in Miami for the Miami-Georgia Tech game, so I have a built-in excuse. I mean, my job is to watch fight, but Santa Cruz Mares, the thing that is disappointing, Doug, we talked about this in another segment, 26 is loaded with good, solid belt holders and contenders. This feels like a very mediocre movie, all right, decent movie that you're doing a sequel to. I don't see people lined up at the movie theater 3 days before to get into this one.
Yeah, you know what I don't like about it is that both guys are coming off really good performances. And they're coming off performances where they fought hard for 12 rounds. And, you know, there shouldn't be any kind of ring rust there. They've had enough time to physically recover. They're both veterans, but they're both still young. You know what I'm saying? They're like 30 or under 30, like 29, 30. They're still in their athletic primes. And they're both, I think this fight, I mean, these tune-up bouts, it kills their momentum. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz proved a lot of people wrong by beating Carl Frampton in that rematch. And I think that Abner Morris recaptured some of his form, certainly recaptured his confidence in beating Jesus Cuellar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were on an upward swing.
Yeah.
They were coming off impressive victories. Let's go straight into
their
rematch.
The question that I have,
capitalize on the momentum.
and in all fairness, Abner Morris, he signed up for the rematch.
Yes.
He wanted it. This is really on Leo Santa Cruz and most likely his
dad.
father.
Yeah, his dad. Yeah.
What that question said, saying, well, one guy fought December 10th at the USC basketball gym.
Right, that was Morris.
And then it was January 28th on Showtime in Vegas for Leo Santa Cruz.
Right.
So my question is this then. So if they would have offered you this exact fight in May or June, would you have taken it? Because then the father could have said, well, we just came off a tough fight. We need more rest. So that becomes this catch-22 situation. But anyway, like if Michael Baca doesn't go to an LA show, that to me is the biggest indictment. Not me or Doug, but if Baca's not going to be ringside, folks, that says it all. But certainly a lot of boxing on October 14th. That's it for this edition of 10 Count. On behalf of Doug Fischer and Michael Baca, this is Steve Kim saying goodbye, everybody.